Let's discuss diagnosis according to 8 principles. The heat. It is necessary to further differentiate between deficient and excess heat because the treatments are very different. Furthermore, it is very important to differentiate between interior and exterior heat. This is because evil chi can be dug deeper into the body by improper treatment. This is particularly important when treating with herbs. Excess, excess heat. Excess heat will often manifest with a sensation of heat in the body or an aversion to heat. The skin will feel warm and can become red in color. Anywhere that the skin has changed color and become red is a sign that there is heat present. The heat may be localized to this area, as is seen when there is a red, swollen joint due to a local stagnation of qi, blood, and tingling when a joint is sprained. There may be heat in an organ and its channel, as is seen when there are red and bleeding gums caused by heat in the stomach channel. The heat can also be systematic, such as when there is a general condition of heat in the body. When there is excess heat, the face will often irritate as well. This is due to the yang nature of heat, which means that it will ascend upwards in the body. When there is heat in the body, the superficial vessels become more blood-filled because the heat drives blood up to the surface, and therefore the skin appears more red in color. It is only the skin that changes color when there is heat. Exudations and discharges from the body, such as mucus in the respiratory passages and nose, discharges from the vagina, urine, fluid from ulcers, and so on, will also change color. When the secretions are yellowish or greenish, it is a sign that there is heat. Heat concentrates the exudations, and this will result in a change in their consistency. Excretions become thicker and stickier. They will also begin to smell or taste different. By driving fluids upward and outward, the yang nature of heat can result in heavy sweating. Heat can also injure the body's fluid, in which case there may be a lack of sweating. By damaging fluids and dehydrating the body, heat will result in a person having an excessive thirst with a desire for cold fluids. Furthermore, by dehydrating the body, heat can manifest with constipation. Because the body feels warm, the person will often wear less clothing than other people. A patient who turns up wearing just a t-shirt and a jacket in the winter, when everyone else is walking around with sweaters and coats on, will often have excess heat. If there is pain, the expansive energy of warmth will mean that the sensation is a probing pain. This is typically seen in certain types of headaches and joints pain. The sensation can also be stinging and burning, for example, in the rectum or in the throat. Some symptoms are more specific to interior or exterior heat conditions. Interior excess heat. Some people relate the bitter taste to the heart. In reality, the bitter taste is an aspect of the fire phase, as is heat. This means that the bitter taste in the mouth can be experienced in many heat disorders, for example, liver fire. Heat activates and accelerates processes. In a person with heat, this can be seen in the movements of their body, and their speech will be faster. Because interior excess heat is an excess condition, the person's voice will be loud. The nature of heat is to rise upward. This means that the heart will become agitated when heat rises upward to the upper jaw. This can manifest in both the physical plane with a faster pulse and on the mental emotional level with the person being restless, agitated, or drowning manic. Heat opens and agitates the heart, so the person will often talk quicker and be more verbose than normal. When Shen is agitated, there can be difficulty sleeping or just restless, dream disturbed sleep. Shen and the heart can also be affected when blood, which is governed by the heart and is the residence of Shen, is agitated by heat. Heat can also result in blood becoming so agitated and overactivated so that it bursts the walls of vessels and results in bleeding. When there is heat in the interior, the heat will injure the body's fluid, resulting in thirst. The thirst seen in interior excess heat will be different to the thirst seen when there is interior excess heat. Deficient heat Deficient heat. Deficient heat arises from a lack of yin, and this manifests with a dryness of the mouth and throat as opposed to an actual thirst. This means that the person will have a desire to sip small amount of liquid to moisten the mouth and throat. Excess heat will injure fluids, resulting in pronounced thirst and a desire to gulp copious amount of cold fluids. Thank you for your attention.